Hello there. I don't know if you've taken a look at any of the other videos that I've put together on knives and what have you. Right, but I've made another review video of this, right, or its bigger brother I should say. Right, now its bigger brother is called the Parry blade. Right, this one is the Parry Hunter. Right, now designed by the same person, right, Mel Parry, right, whose military service spans over 32 years, 27 of which was 22 Regiment Special Air Service. So lots of experience in the use of this sort of knife, right, in various arenas around the world, working on various materials. So an awful lot of experience. This is not just something that has been slung together on a drawing board and spat off the end of a production line. Far from it. This knife came about from the information that was picked up by the agent for the Parry blade, right, in the United States, right, a chap called Joel Stevens, right, who's the CEO of Full Survival Supply, right, which is a very well established company in America. Right, they've been selling the Parry blade, right, for a while. They had a lot of people trying to say, we want something, same design, but a little bit smaller. So along came the Parry Hunter, still manufactured by Staniforths in Sheffield even, right, and still designed by Mel Parry, right, so there's no change there. But the general idea, right, came from our American cousins. Right, the overall dimensions of the knife, right, you've got an overall length of 318mm, that's tip to tip. Right, the blade length is 191mm, right, and it's 4mm thick. Okay, we've still got the same bolo shaped blade, right, and it allows it to chop extremely well. When you take into consideration this knife weighs 378 grams, right, a lot of people would turn and say it's a bit light. It's not, right, it really goes through wood like like a hot knife through butter. Maybe not quite as quickly, right, as you would do with the Parry blade, its bigger brother, but at the end of the day it's very, very serviceable. I'll be showing you that a little bit later on, right, so don't let that put you off. Right, the difference between this and its bigger brother is pretty much, right, it's a little bit shorter, but it's the weight difference. Right, so if you're looking for that lighter version, this is the one to go for. Still got your black or grey micarta scales, right, again it's a handful, it fits beautifully, right, you get the lanyard with it, right, and it fits, it really fits in the hand, it works well, it's comfortable, right, no crossguard on this version, right, but you do have the jimping right up here, right, we've got roughly a 50mm length here, which is flat ground. It's a hollow grind right the way through. Right, it's a flat ground section here which can be honed to razor sharpness, and you've got about 2.5 inches of serrations on the back, right, which works very well. The back of the blade has been left 4mm thick, right from there to roughly there, ideal for battening. And again we have the triangle, which is a bit of a trademark, I think, right, which is designed for pulling nails, and it works very well. This we'll come into a little bit later. Right, 420 stainless steel, treated to 5758 Rockwell, black DuPont coating on this. This is also available in a silver finish as well. I think what they call it is a bead blast finish. Right, so it really depends on which version that you want. Right, again, made by Staniforths in Sheffield. Right, they've been in the knife making business since 1880 something. Right, so a long time. Right, all handmade. Right, take a look. I mean, in the description box down below, right, I'll put some links in there of a series of videos that were made of knives being made at Staniforths, right, and you will see just how much time and care and the level of quality that's involved in the manufacture of these. Right, very, very impressed. Right, wait till you see this thing cut, and then you'll be suitably as impressed as I am. I'll just mention a bit about the sheath. Right, it's a heavyweight Cordura sheath that's MOLLE compatible. Right, there's a handy pouch on the front there, put your multi-tool in there, firelighting kit, whatever you want. Right, and it's a bit of a close fit. It's got a plastic liner inside here. Right, fits very, very well. Right, there's also an elastic bit at the top there to keep the handle in. Right, leg ties, right, belt loop, it's got the lot. Right, but beautifully made, well constructed. Is it worth the money? Yeah, god damn it is. Right, at the end of the day, you've got to remember that this is handmade. And when you compare the price of this to others that are mass produced, right, you will be as shocked as I was. I must admit, I was very, very surprised when I found out that this and its bigger brother were handmade to the extent of what they are. Right, if you've got any questions, please drop me a line. But we're going to dive outside and we're going to give these some things to cut, and then you can see just what you're invested in. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. Hello, and here we are, outdoors at long last. Much better than the last location. Right, okay, right. Parry Hunter, right, smaller brother of the Parry blade, as we discovered earlier on. What we've come outside for is just to show you how capable this knife really is. Right, first of all, right, we're going to do some chopping, but most important of all, always make use of the lanyard, right, that comes with it. Right, that keeps your knife firmly in your hand, exactly where it's supposed to be. Okay, now just bear with me a second. Okay, right, now, as we established in the first part of this video, right, you've got a bolo shaped blade. Okay, and it's this deep bellied section at the front end here that is going to give you the cutting power. Right, this is a fresh cut stick, so there's nothing that's been sitting there going rotten for a long time. It's going to fall apart. Right, and just watch how quick this cuts. I mean, I think you'll be astonished, the same as I am. Right, like I said to you, right, it's quite astonishing, right, the weight of this knife. Right, you'd never think it would have the chopping power that it's got, right, but believe you me, it has. Right, now, as I said, right, we've got this roughly a 50mm straight section of the blade here, right, which allows you to choke up nicely using the jimping at the front, right, and allows you to get stuck in there for that finer work that you may want to do. Right, and obviously it's down to you how sharp you hone this section. In addition to this, right, the battening ability of any type of survival knife is vitally important. Right, and I've got some fresh cut wood here, right, which will demonstrate quite nicely just how capable of the battening this really is. And again, we're going to use the front section of the blade, right, with a little bit of overhang here to give us something to knock down through the wood on. Okay, there's our first split, cleanly through. We just go for another one of those, just to prove a point. And there we have it. Right, now on top of that, let's go back to the triangle, because as we were saying, that could be used as a nail puller. Just happen to have a nail here in my pocket. Right, now unfortunately with this, right, we don't have the heavy pommel end that we have on the Parry blade, right, but we do have this flat section on the top here that we can use for driving the nail home. Obviously, if you carry on knocking it, it's going to carry on driving it in, and it does work. It really does work, right? But if you're going to want to pry that out, try and find something to pry against if the nail's sticking right out of the wood, and out it comes in one fell swoop. Okay, now if you've, excuse me a minute, stick that in there for a second. If you've been watching this and thinking to yourself, it's not quite long enough, it's not quite heavy enough, right? I mean, there's a lot of ifs and buts, right, and a lot of personal preference goes into selecting a knife. Don't forget that you have the Parry blade, which is the first Parry knife to come out, and it's longer, nearly twice the weight. Right, now I've done a review video of this, right, so please check it out. Right, don't forget, in the description box down below and at the end of the video you'll find that there's some links, right, so you can take a look at the Parry blade if you want to on a few websites, right. Also, right, there'll be some links there to a series of videos that were shot in Samuel Staniforths' workshops where they actually manufacture both of these knives, right. So please don't be afraid to go and have a look. If you've got any questions, please drop me a line. Right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. You'll get any video. You get email updates to any future video reviews that are coming out. Right, and again, thank you. Bye bye.